up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Get up in the morning with us. It is 8 a.m. Monday, June 23rd, 2025. You already know what it is. It is the AM King Show. You got J Pad, the Juggernaut C, the Abbott, Mellow PDC, and LB, the Cooking Man, in the building. You already know John's in the building already. What's up, John? Yo, yo, yo. Yes,
Yo,
indeed.
yo.
Yes, indeed. Nice and early. Nice and early. Frank Gransman, we see you checking in. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And as you can see at the bottom here, because we always saying it on the show, we got it sitting there just so y'all can get the message real quick. Like, subscribe, and share 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, YouTube and Facebook. We are on. It is the AM Kings Show. Hopefully, everybody had a great Juneteenth weekend. I know that the weekend was definitely cracking here in the Steel City, man. They had a bunch of stars out to perform free concerts. You know what I'm saying? With it all ending last night with Trina and Jada Kiss. Boy, I'm trying to tell you, everybody had relatively safe weekend. And you know what I'm saying? It was cool here in the Steel City. C, what's going on with your brother checking in? How you doing, man?
Doing great, man. Over here, enjoying this heat.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Actually enjoying the
Oh,
heat
yeah.
myself, man. You know, I'm so tired of the cold. When it gets hot outside, I ain't complaining at all. See, the mellow man don't got that problem though, because he's
It's
relatively
gonna
in
be
the
over
heat
100 today.
all year. You said 100?
Yeah, it's gonna be like 100 today
Oh, I believe it.
and
I believe it
tomorrow.
because you guys aren't too far away from the Atlantic Ocean. And so,
No.
people don't realize, even if you're up north, Atlantic Ocean can bring some tropical heat in that region. You know what I'm saying? The closer you are to the shoreline. But yeah, what's going on, Cooking Maine? LB, what's happening?
Shit is hot finally around this motherfucker, man.
Yeah, finally, you know what I'm saying?
I gotta run to the
Golly.
shade and shit, boy. I run for shelter.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, man. Dang. I'm trying to tell you, got run. You said got run for shelter. They gotta go to the shelter.
Run for shade and shit, but that's all.
Yeah. Oh, cool in the gang reference. You know what I'm saying? We definitely own one this morning. On this morning. Yes, indeed. The Abbott, tell us because we gotta have it.
Yes, sir. We had a nice weekend down here in the H. We got some great news at the beginning of Game 7. Breaking news: KD added to the Rockets lineup. We didn't lose much either. Jalen Green, who didn't show up for the playoffs. We had 100 million invested in him, or yeah, because I paid for tickets too. So
Yeah.
uh, yeah, it wasn't a bad trade at all. Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks are
Yes,
headed
indeed.
to the Suns, and KD is headed to the
To the
Rockets.
Rockets. Man, what a revelation that is. Yes, indeed. Well, whatever the Gulf, the Atlantic Ocean, wherever the tropical weather's coming from, that's hitting sea because he's right along the Atlantic, you know, East Coast shoreline. And I know that New York and Connecticut and places like that can get as hot as the South when it
Mhm.
comes to the summertime, and it definitely can get as hot and tropical feeling. I've been in the city of New York where the 100-degree temperature is not uncommon. You know what I'm saying? If anybody ever watched Do the Right Thing, you know what I'm saying? Do the
Yeah,
right
Yeah,
thing
that's
is
a
a
real
clear
thing.
indicator. You know what I'm saying? You know Samuel L. It's hot.
doctor.
It's hot.
Mm.
It's hot. Yes, indeed. Saying I see you in the building. Jada Kiss, my guy, how you been? Tried to call you. That's what he said. Hey, listen, the Saint is out there and everywhere. Y'all know what it is. Good morning, simply. Yes, you are. He said, talk shit now, Pat. I'm here early.
Shit.
You done made it. You done made
Quick
it
too.
early. You done made it early. You done made it early. You know what I mean? Good morning, Sonya. The AM Queens is in the building with us early this morning. Good morning, good morning. Much love, much love. Misery, what's going on, brother? Yes, indeed. Hey, man, we have to, say, hey, man, we sorry that that the guys didn't get it done for you. You know what I'm saying? But what a great series that was. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's a typo. That's a typo. He said that's a
Hold your
typo.
head.
Oh, he must have been talking to me, brother. Good morning. Good morning. Checking in from North Carolina. Oh, you on the move. You on the move, Saint. Yes, indeed. Good morning. Good morning, brother. Good morning. You know what I'm saying? If you still have the link in your thing, you know you're more than welcome to come join us as usual. You know what I'm saying? But yes, the Thunder captured their first title last night. And they said it was a dominant win, but I don't necessarily think so because of the injury of Tyrese Halliburton, and we hope that he gets well very soon. You know what I'm saying? Just an unfortunate injury 7 minutes into the game. He popped his Achilles tendon, and this is something that's a recurring theme with the NBA this year. And I know I was saying something about the footwear, but we got to start exploring that at some point because these injuries are, I mean, to see that many people, that many superstars come down, um you know what I'm saying, with the same type of injury, you know what I'm saying, calf injuries, leg injuries, resulting in Achilles tears. You know what I'm saying? I'm just put my hands up like, okay. I mean, like, and then the irony, we just spoke about it before the show got started. Uh Man, everybody that had an Achilles injury in this playoffs, Damian Lillard, Jason Tatum, Tyrese Halliburton, all wear the number 0. How ironic is that? That's just I don't know. That's like I don't know. I don't know what's really going on with that, but congrats to the Thunder. Congrats to the Pacers too as well because they pushed them guys to the limit. You know what I'm saying? They really do have a nucleus there in Indiana, and they're no longer under the radar misery. You know what I'm saying? You guys really put yourself out there as a dominant force to be reckoned with for years to come in the Eastern Conference. So we tip our cap to the Pacers. Salute to the Thunder for winning their first championship. They are the second youngest team, if I'm not mistaken, in the NBA. So big congratulations to them. They earned it. And SGA Shea Gilgis Alexander won the MVP, not just for the Western Conference Finals, not just the MVP of the league, but he won the MVP for the finals as well. Just a magical season for that young man. And, you know what I'm saying, respect to him as well. I mean,
And the
and the
scoring
scoring
title.
title on top of all that, man. What a year of accolades for that young man. And he's young. He's a young player, and we got many years ahead. A guy that I wanted to shine light on, or two of them from the Pacers, I wanted to shine light real quick on. Yes, Eastern Conference champs. Yes, indeed, the Eastern Conference champion Indiana Pacers. Got to give love to a local cat from around our region here. That is none other than the young man that comes off the bench and provides the spark for the Pacers. You know what I'm saying? For those who don't,
8 points in eight
oh man,
minutes.
was he
That's
pushing the envelope last night or what? He was pushing the envelope like you wouldn't believe. He was just sensational out there, and he actually set a finals record for the most points scored coming off of the bench. You know what I'm saying? TJ McConnell. Big shout out to TJ McConnell, and big shout out to Pascal Siakam, who really played. He has the finals experience. He does have a championship under his belt. And really, at the end of the day, to me, he was Indiana's MVP. Should they had, should the ball went the other way. You know what I'm saying? So big shout out to those two. And we covered the entire playoffs this year, y'all. We covered it all, you know what I'm saying? And we brought the final tally up to you guys again. Yes. Yes. Oh, yeah. He was your look for the finals MVP if he won. Absolutely. TJ McConnell could have been in the conversation because he came off the bench and he was too disruptive. He was just too disruptive, and he was doing things that you normally don't see people doing in the NBA coming off the bench. He had a phenomenal playoff run and finals run. Yes, indeed. So we made it through the NBA Finals, man. We made it through the NBA Finals. Congratulations. Congratulations to both teams. You know what I'm saying?
Congratulations to the
Congrats.
league for
Yes.
presenting NBA action
Yes,
all year
indeed.
long. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? The Cleveland Cavs with their record, as well as the Pacers and OKC. We got a lot of exciting basketball the whole season, and shout out to the
Yeah,
league.
they
You
brought
know what
real
I'm saying?
NBA playoffs back, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Outside of me really saying the referees, that was a black spot in the game. They were, boy, they were definitely on one in this playoffs. But yes, great action, great competition. They let the guys play
Mhm.
for the most part. They let the guys play. And yes, got to definitely tip my cap to the NBA for giving us a great playoffs and great finals. You know what I'm saying? We go,
Pad,
yeah,
real quick, Pad, you mentioned better footwear. I want to add on to that.
okay,
Lace them up. Like back in the day, they wore Chuck Taylors, they wore canvas joints, but they laced them up tight. You know what I'm saying? You got to support those ankles. So even if you got 3/4 on, like them shoes they be wearing, they look like mushrooms, like marshmallows. You know, real soft. But you really got to lace up those ankles to get that support.
absolutely, absolutely, man. Well said, Mellow man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
you
couldn't
gotta
have
train
said that.
properly too.
What's that now?
They have to train properly too. They don't train properly. That's one of the reasons why they they getting hurt.
Hmm. That's a fact. That's a fact. Training properly is key. You know what I'm saying? Because the workout that Jordan and them probably were doing, as opposed to the workouts these guys are doing, is like night and day. Kobe, for sustaining all those long careers. You know what I mean? LeBron is probably just one of those guys that was at the tail end of Jordan's era that adapted the workout regimen and work ethic, because that's the reason why he survived in the league for over 20 years plus. You know what I'm saying? So yes, training definitely fell into play. I'm just gonna sneak one of these in real quick, man, because there was some folks out there that was like, you know what, man, JPad, you've been rapping, man. You've been rapping. And I said,
Mm.
yeah. So I came with another one, and I was down by Acrisure Stadium. For those who don't know where that was, that is the home of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I ran a little content yesterday, man, just to give y'all a taste of the lyrical prowess over these beats. You already know. Have a listen.
3 times you never taste. I'm a pass punt, kick shit. Never fuck with a slow bitch. Got no allergies but a nose drip. She gon' drive on these road trips. Coked up like the werewolf. Club foot like a baby hoof. Dog face bitch, woof woof. Smoking dirt, never kush kush. Stained drawers, got a foul bush. Open hand, I'm a smush smush. Ground pound on the snap, dude. I don't fuck with you rap dudes. Solo double how I roll, nigga. Backwood, I'm a roll, niggas. Call me rock, I roll, niggas. Anthrax, how I choke, niggas. You can never take mine. Spray the mace, leave them damn blind. Sign your penny on the running kind. Saute with the sippy time. Baby nigga need a sippy cup. Big dog, you a little pup. Surgery, get a nip tuck. Nigga get mad, give fuck.
Real quick. Had to throw some bars out there on them one time, fellas. You already know. John said, I still say they overtrain more than the footwear. Yeah, yeah, it's possible. Good look, L. L put some fire emojis in the chat. Yeah, man. Just know that there ain't no time to. The reason why I keep coming back and saying this is because even though I'm in my 50s, man, it don't matter. It don't matter. There is no timetable on a career. There is no timetable on your lyrical or your gifts or whatever it is that you have. Appreciate it. Simply said he. Yeah, John said werewolf. Yeah, yeah. If you ain't never seen the Saturday Night Live skit, you gotta catch my bars. If you ain't never seen the Saturday Night Live skit about the coked up werewolf, you know what I'm saying? You got to see the coked
Mm.
up werewolf then. And we might even show the coked up werewolf. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, Saint. I'm still going in. You know what I'm saying? I was on the bully shit. Yeah, that song is called Never Take Mine. It will be released in the near future pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? I'm methodically picking these things out and going one down the line one step at a time. And y'all gonna catch that one very, very soon on my distribution platform, or I may make it exclusive for the website. The choice is yours when you own your
See,
music. And that's the most important thing. Own your music. Yeah. Oh, no, no. Yeah. You didn't know people still watch Saturday Night Live. To be honest with you, man, Coked Up Werewolf is one of these skits that's a classic skit. It was from the heyday of Saturday Night Live. So you know what I'm saying? Just go to YouTube, type in Coked Up Werewolf. And as a matter of fact, give shout out to Freezy this morning because Freezy's the one that put me deep to the Coked Up Werewolf, and I saw it, and I absolutely, absolutely thought it was hilarious. So y'all get a chance to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Saint. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I am. Hey, y'all ain't know I'm going in. I'll be going in, and everybody should be going in. Relentless. Be relentless. Be relentless with your gifts. You already know what it is, man. Go ahead, P.
yeah. Speaking of Saturday Night Live, me and the Princess, we watching a series called "Only Murders in Buildings." It's on Hulu. It's funny. It's written well, and it's Steve Martin, Martin Short, Tina Fey makes appearances in it. But yeah, check that out. Only Murders in Buildings. Good series. Good binge watching.
Oh yeah, yeah, misery. Oh yes, yes, indeed, indeed. That's what's up. That's what's up, P. That's what's up. That is good. Right on, bench.
Better than Jim
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Jones.
looking at what misery said.
I was going to mention
Oh
something
man,
about
well,
that.
hey, we ain't got to worry about it. Here it is. Misery coming in with the great
I was going
content
to
this
mention
morning. You already know. Jerk, what up? Good morning,
his
Jerk. Pierre Jerk Johnson. Salute, salute. You already know. Loud pack in the building. You already know what it is, man. Hey, y'all know we up in
Jim
here.
Jones. He stopped tapping in with Nas after Belly. He said Nas start getting kind of shady after Belly. I'm like, well, you missed the whole Stillmatic run.
Right
You know what I
on, right
mean?
on, right on.
Tell me
Yes,
about
indeed. Yeah,
Stillmatic was better than
yeah,
Illmatic. Am I
yeah,
right,
yeah,
guys?
man. Listen,
I mean, I can't
man.
argue. Dude,
Uh,
I made a song about Stillmatic and Illmatic, and I mean, not to flaunt, yet to describe. I was flexing my lyrical powers. I was making sentences out of his album. So those are things that I haven't seen any rapper, any battle rapper do that either. Make an entire sentence off of people's songs. So yeah,
mm.
and I did that because
Mm,
Nas is that dude.
Oh,
mm,
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. And Jim. Let me say this about Jim. Jim,
His
Jim. We
ad-libs are
already
better than his verses.
okay. Well, hey man, listen. I was gonna say something, but everybody's getting it in, so
Yeah.
We getting
y'all
the
roughing it
funny
out.
early.
Yeah, you're getting the funnies in real early. Yeah, Saint, check your inbox. You know what I'm saying? Check your inbox, brother.
Early.
Got something you want to send us? Hey, go ahead. You already know what it is, man. Simply said his catalog is way better than Jim Jones' catalog.
You ain't lying, because I don't heard a bunch of
Man,
songs from Simply and shit. It shit
man,
sound more than you got like about three.
man.
You got maybe 3 or 4 songs I could think of and shit by himself.
Indeed.
I can give you one song off of Stillmatic that is better than Jim whole career. It's called
Oh
Ether.
yeah. But you can chew on his ass. You keep playing with that
God signed across the belly.
You lost
Oh
Yeah,
already.
dude.
man.
You
Shots
lost
fired.
already.
Yeah.
Shots fired. And that's a
Y'all
fact.
love my style.
Yeah.
Who? What?
Yeah,
You?
yeah, okay. If Misery said he's a big Dipset fan, that's where I got my bird from. Just flipped it. So love the Dipset, but better than Nas is crazy. You ain't never lied about that. I don't
Yeah.
think. I think even well, just to be fair, Jim Jones did get back on one of the broadcasts, and he did retract, and he did
Oh,
have to
good.
concede that his catalog definitely didn't make nearly as much noise as Nas's catalog. You know what I mean? John said like Benzino.
Oh, not
Uh,
Benzino.
Ooh.
uh,
Oh yeah,
Zach
yeah.
Polygon hand looking at it.
Jerk said Santana and Cam got more hits than Jimmy.
That's
They
true, bro.
do.
Yeah,
This is
They
true.
do.
well, that's
Horse and
debatable.
carriage.
simply
That's
said,
true.
simply
True.
said he's not better than himself.
Oh no.
Man, the chat gets in and gets involved, and boy, does it get
Oh, that's diabolical.
it gets hectic. It gets hectic.
He said he's not better than himself. That is horrible.
Oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness. Well, hey man, stay locked in. We're gonna monitor these things, man. Thank you, Misery, for sending that one through and making sure that we touched on that topic this morning. But why don't we get into some of the subjects that we do got on the plate? And of course, you know, being the AM Kings, we definitely got to run the latest of the updatest on this particular subject. Read it and weep. Everlasting consequences. World reacts to U.S. attacks on Iran. You know what I'm saying? He said, "See, yeah, see, just came one. You already know." Indeed, indeed. Everlasting consequences, y'all. World reacts to the U.S. attacks on Iran. If y'all didn't know, if you were hiding under a rock, you just didn't know. But over the weekend, President Trump did a preemptive strike on Iran, disabling a nuclear, a nuclear, whatever they call it.
Power plant.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The power plants in Iran, basically saying that they, were a threat to produce nuclear weapons, although they never, um, they never put any nuclear weapons together at all. But that's neither here nor there. Let's read. The United States has bombed 3 nuclear sites in Iran, further escalating the war between Israel and Iran. President Donald Trump late on Saturday said the U.S. attacks obliterated the Iranian facility in Natanz as he threatened more strikes to eliminate the country's nuclear enrichment capacity if Tehran does not make peace. Yeah, okay. Iran acknowledged the attack, saying its personnel working at the nuclear sites were evacuated before the attacks, thank goodness. The U.S. strikes came more than a week after Israel launched a military campaign against Iran. Now, keep in mind, that is that right there. Pay attention to that sentence because it wasn't Iran launching military attacks on Israel. It was Israel that initiated this military campaign. And then they retaliated with missile attacks, resulting in hundreds of casualties on both sides. So we, rest in peace to the people that fell victim to those that were fatally injured in those attacks. That is a shame indeed. Killing is killing, and there is no getting around the tragedy of lives being lost due to war. Here's some key reactions from around the world, though. Here, y'all. Here's some key reactions. You know what I'm saying? I see the chat going in. I'm gonna get to y'all comments in a second. It says, in his first public remarks after the strikes, Iranian Minister of Foreign Affairs Abbas Araghchi accused the U.S. of breaching international law. The United States, a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council, has committed a grave violation of the UN Charter, international law, and the NPT, Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, by attacking Iran's peaceful nuclear installations. Argat, Arakchi. I can't even say that name. I'm sorry, y'all. Arakchi said in a social media post, the events this morning, Sunday, are outrageous and will have everlasting consequences. Each and every member of the UN must be alarmed over this extremely dangerous, lawless, and criminal behavior. Israel congratulated Trump, obviously, because they acted on their behalf. Congratulations, President Trump. Your bold decision to target Iran's nuclear facilities with the awesome and righteous might of the United States will change history. Oh, man. I mean, it'll change history, all right. The United Nations themselves said this though. I am gravely alarmed by the use of force by the United States against Iran today. This is a dangerous escalation in a region already on the edge and a direct threat to international peace and security. Okay. And there was a call to de escalate from the United Nations. Hamas said this: the U.S. aggression against Iran is a dangerous escalation, blind obedience to the occupier's agenda, and a clear violation of international law. They declare their solidarity with Iran, its leadership, and its people. And we have full confidence in Iran's ability to defend its sovereignty. And that was Hamas. The Democrats in the United States said this: President Trump misled the country about his intentions, failed to seek congressional authorization for the use of military force, and risks American entanglement in a potentially disastrous war in the Middle East. Donald Trump shoulders complete and total responsibility for any adverse consequences that flow from his unilateral military action. Here comes China. And see, everybody was worried about how powerful our military is, but you didn't take into account who's all aligned with Iran, China being one of them. A flash commentary from China's government run media asked whether the U.S. is repeating its Iraq mistake in Iran. It says, China says, history has repeatedly shown that military inventions in the Middle East often produce unintended consequences, including prolonged conflicts and regional destabilization, and a measured diplomatic approach that prioritizes dialogue over military confrontation offers the best hope for stability in the Middle East. Okay, Australia, they chimed in. We have been clear that Iran's nuclear and ballistic missile program that has been a threat to international. We have been clear that Iran's nuclear and ballistic missile program has been a threat to international peace and security. We note the U.S. president's statement now that now is the time for peace. He said, adding that the security situation in the region is highly volatile. We continue to call for de-escalation, dialogue, and diplomacy. Okay, New Zealand, Mexico, Venezuela pretty much said you tripping. You know what I'm saying? Cuba said you're tripping. Chile said you're tripping. I think we get the message here. This is definitely hey, if we're balancing the books here, a majority of the world is looking at what we just did, and they're like, "What the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing?" Real quick, before we get some reaction from the panel, um, let's see what the chat had to say. You know what I'm saying? Just so you guys can keep it in perspective. Simply said, gonna bomb Iran on our weekend. on Juneteenth weekend. Right. On Juneteenth weekend, they bombed Iran, and ain't the following week, and it's just diabolical. It's just I can't even get it out. Misery said, "Man, they told Trump ass you bet not jump in, or we're gonna send terrorist attacks all through." I said, "Damn, these MFs talking to us crazy." Okay. Misery also said, Trump a Gemini. He ain't about to hear that shit. He really about to send the troops through. Well, he's got to get some permission to do that before he can even do that, Misery, just so you know. He's not like he can just full blown send the military, and his preemptive strike is actually a violation of certain certain stipulations, as we just read. John said those nuclear power plants had nothing to do with creating weapons. This is a war crime. Remember, nuclear energy is not only used for weaponry, right? Because really, for those type of plants are only producing maybe 2% of what it takes to make a nuclear weapon. It takes about 90% of the uranium. It takes 90% uranium to make a nuclear weapon. These places were operating with only maybe like 2% uranium. So pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on. Let's get some reaction from the guys, though. LB.
Shit, John hit it right on the fucking head.
Yes, he
That's
did.
that's exactly what's going on and shit. Everything's a distraction and shit. But right there, he said it to the T. I'm,
Man,
he knocked that out. I don't even want to say no more because I'm still studying that comment he said.
sure.
That shit. Yeah.
For sure. For sure. Abbott,
Yeah, you're right, Joe. You're right. LB. I mean, let's keep the ball. I mean, showed that he knows much about being an ethical. You know, we rating and the reason we want to stop them from being weapons on the bomb. So we already
man,
we
listen.
only it's everywhere. So you shooting yourself in the foot. He said he wants to make Iran greater
Chump,
again. Yeah, chump. He said make Iran greater again. I mean, he is delusional
hmm.
and giving me a migraine headache.
Oh man, well said, well said. John said once again, less than 2%. You are correct. Yes, sir. I did the math, I did the research, I found out, and I did the digging. See, this is the thing that the public is not going to be shown because the surface news is going to only tell you what they think you want to hear. But if you go do some digging, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was skipping a little bit. It's just how the stream world works. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we get a little skip, a little trip. You know what I mean? Apologize, Tammy. Good morning to you, though. Good morning, good morning, good morning. John said Trump likes to give himself head in public.
Wow. He t- he
He's
turned
gonna
into
gag.
Marilyn Manson. He
Yeah,
turned into Marilyn Manson.
he's gonna gag on this one. He's gonna gag on this one.
Take
Mark
a
my
couple
words.
ribs out.
Pause.
Oh man.
Super
Lord have
pause.
mercy. Super pause. Super pause. Real quick though, P, say your thought one more time because you were breaking up a little bit, just to make
Oh,
it
I
clear.
was breaking up.
Yeah, you were breaking up. That's what she was saying. Is he skipping? Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, so skip to my Lou. Um,
You claim for
I'm
the
gonna
use of
say it
rocket.
in
Okay.
I'm gonna say it in reverse, like Nas did on Rewind. Uh, Trump chump is an idiot. He said he was gonna make Iran greater again. Make
Yeah.
Iran greater again. migraine. You're giving me. You know.
My you following
Yeah,
it.
he violated treaties in doing that, and he's saying, "I don't want you to have a nuclear weapon. So what I'm going to do is bomb you." And again, as we said in several podcasts, the United States is the only country in the world who has military bases everywhere. So as
Mhm.
you're bombing Iran, we have 40,000 troops over there that are at risk. So what are we doing here?
Mhm.
He's trying to suppress what the Democrats is like, oh, this is skeptical.
Hmm.
The Republicans are running with him saying like, yeah, we're, beating their chest like, we still the big guys out here, and it's just bully tactics.
Man, that's the take. That's the take. That's the take. See,
All right. One surface level stock market. Again, surface level. Another surface level information. Did you get the short I sent you in your messenger pad? Because in that, a guy goes into detail what Iran is saying about how much they actually do have in uranium. They actually do have enough to make nukes. One, that's another thing. Two, this conflict goes. like, and they use the word righteous move, and the the audacity and uh, what's that word I'm looking for? Entitlement. Because again, this is going
Mm,
back to saying God said, "This is my land. This is my promised land." The Muslims say, "No, God said this is our land. We were made here because our God made it here, and our God is the real, true one God." And then the Jew, they're saying over there, "No, our God is the one true God," and they put us here, and it's like idiots. Like, jeez, jeez,
mm.
jeez.
Ooh.
Did any of y'all stop to read? Did any of y'all stop to read?
And that's
Anybody?
riff. Reading is
See,
fundamental.
because when you even if you read those books and you go back in those books, those men were illiterate. They didn't have anything to reference. They didn't read anything. They didn't write anything. But those men were powerful and they lived by love. Here we are. We're not illiterate. We got all these books and we have no power. And we don't live by love.
Sheesh, man, oh man, oh man. And people don't realize how instrumental that is right there. See, I mean, you do send me a lot of content, bro. I probably overlooked it, man. I'll be trying to,
It's okay.
I mean, because that shit is like, shoo,
So
shoo, shoo,
another
shoo,
thing.
shoo.
Once Iran was founded, their first statement as a nation is Israel is our enemy. That's their first statement as a nation. Israel is
mm,
our enemy.
mm, mm.
That's
Damn
the
it.
very first statement was, and then when you check the history of that, that land has been going back and forth, and who's in control of that land. And don't forget, there's ancient technology there.
Mm-hmm.
They got it in Iraq. They took it back in Iraq, America, that is. Now
Oh
they're going
man,
Iran for the last one.
man, Whew, man,
Hmm.
Mm.
man, oh
There's
man, oh
multiple
man.
things going on. There's a whole bunch of things. It's just
Oh
because there's
yeah.
so many things a person can just look at and be distracted when you got to look at the focal point. You got to remember the end game.
The key word in your whole statement right here, right now, is distraction. We have to make sure that you guys in the chat are clear. You know what I'm saying? That these distractions are going to start coming at a alarming rate, and you have to be able to decipher in between and understand. And that's the reason why we're also here to create what you call balance. Balance. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Balance is key. Balance is instrumental. Balance is everything. Everything. Mm-hmm. You already know, man. You already know. Let me see. John said, man, you guys are on one in the chat. John said, what did he say? He said, that bastard cannot spell treaty, let alone honor one. Misery said, shit, we put up a U.S. flag everywhere. We posted in others' countries ready for the bullshit. Yes, we are. If we relied on religion to solve this, we would have a much larger problem on our hands. We cannot even get on the same page about whether there is even a God or not. It's an endless argument. True indeed. Balance is definitely key. Simply facts, Tammy said. Man, thank you guys. Y'all the real MVP, as I always say. You know what I'm saying? Interacting with us. Make sure that y'all stay in tune. And as you can see at the bottom, we ain't gonna say it all the time, but you can see clearly. Like, subscribe, and share 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, YouTube and Facebook. We're gonna continue on and we're gonna go to our next subject. You know what I'm saying? Because we can get into what a little bit of what C was saying, because this is another angle that people are not paying attention to when this type of stuff happens. Investors brace for an oil price spike, rush to havens after U.S. bombs Iran nuclear sites. This is fresh news. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. It says here, we're going to just read a little bit of this just so you guys get in perspective with this so y'all understand, because people are saying, "Oh yeah, it's great that we're showing our military might and muscle." Well, they just started to close off one of the main gateways to oil supply when it comes to where we get our oil from. You know what I'm saying? Because of this, and this is what people are not understanding. The reaction in the Middle East stock markets, which trade on Sunday, suggested investors were assuming a benign outcome even as Iran intensified its missile attacks on Israel in response to the sudden deep U.S. involvement in the conflict. You know what I'm saying? Trump, there he goes. We're going to scroll past him, though. Let me see. It says investors said they expected U.S. involvement would cause a stock market sell-off and a possible bid for the dollar and other safe haven assets when major markets reopened, but also said much uncertainty remained. I think the markets are going to be initially alarmed, and I think oil will open higher, not lower, higher, higher. What does that mean? What does that mean? That means that when we go to the gas pump, and you guys start seeing that it's like 5, 6. I'm not saying it's going to get that high, but it is going to start to rise everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I think uncertainty is going to blanket the markets, and now Americans everywhere are going to be exposed. It's going to raise uncertainty and volatility, particularly in oil. One indicator of how markets will react in the coming week was the price of Ether, the second largest cryptocurrency, and gauge of retail investor sentiment. We don't have any damage assessment, and that will take some time. Even though has described this as done, we're engaged. Okay, so yeah, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Absolutely. Yes, indeed. All you have to do is go to my YouTube channel, JPad the Juggernaut, uh, Tammy, and you can subscribe to the AM King's show. Just subscribe to my channel and turn the bell on and make sure that it's white, and you will be involved in the know on what's going on. And see, this is another angle that people are not, paying attention to, fellas. Like oil oil is at play with this as well. You know what I'm saying? And we talk about this behind the scenes, but these people are not really paying attention to these angles of all the things that war affects. That's an area of the world where a major oil supply is there, and a lot of the country's oil may not come from there, but eventually it's going to affect our gas prices at the pump. It's going to affect oil overall. You know what I'm saying? Let's get a quick take on that, guys. Abbott.
Yeah, there's so the stock market is controlled by whales, and whales are at the top of the chain. Like it might be 2 to 5%, but they're the ones that actually control the market. There's guys over in India. There's big Warren Buffett. The crew of guys that hang out with him. They have the market in a monkey grip. You know what I'm saying? They have the market. They move. When they move, the
Just
market
like that.
moves. But just like that. And with Trump in office and with him trying to be a whale, you know what I'm saying? He's not nearly as rich as people think
No,
he
he is
is. But
not.
he surrounds himself with a lot of people. Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, to make himself profit off of those guys' profits. So he's always been, if you look back into all of the rhymes, Trump has been in a lot of rhymes in hip hop, and they talk about the Trump Towers and all of this and chilling in. Trump always would slap his name on a building that he never even owned, and us not knowing, like, oh, that's Trump's this. The things that he did own, like the casinos in New Jersey,
Yes,
belly
what
flopped.
happened? What happened?
They belly flopped. So with the whales already being in control, with the threat of war and the threat of different things, the market does plummet. So the whales
It
already
plummets.
have control, and then they're going to grab more control because you can buy in, and that's one of the biggest tactics of traders and people in the stock market. Buy low and hold forever, or buy low and sell high. So as it plummets, they're going to grab more of a monkey paws into the market, and then they're going to further separate the haves from the
And we
have-nots.
also say this: it is a war between the haves and the have-nots. Do
Nobody's
not
safe.
to keep your doors locked. You know what I mean? That part, as EPMD would say, nobody's safe, chump. LB,
Why you think all these changes is happening? They planned this when Trump came into office. They knew it was gonna be war because that's why they brought Elon Musk to bring the electric cars and all electric stuff
say
because
it,
they know
brother.
the oil prices and everything is about to go up, and they already knew all this. This was
Say it.
all premeditated. They knew what they was doing, and now we're going through the process of everything right now. So
And
as
this
we
is
go,
just the beginning of the fuck shit.
exactly, I was finna say that exactly what's going on at the beginning of a whole movie that's about to go on, and we just really just getting the popcorn because it's just beginning.
Ooh.
Ooh. Hey, LB, let me ask you this, LB. Do you think it's like a fake beef with him and Elon? Is it a fake beef?
It might be
They got back
publicity.
together.
Ooh.
Might be
You didn't know they got back
publicity.
together.
Right, right. That's what I'm
I think
saying. Like,
publicity because Trump is more of an entertainer more than anything else. He got to look for people to do or look for anything that he does, so he can stand and brag and boast about shit. And if he ain't bragging about nothing, he feel irrelevant. So I think
Ooh.
it's publicity and shit, in my opinion.
See, what did you say? See,
Um, well, they got back together, and I don't think oil prices are going to go up because of the simple fact that we have a huge oil reserve out
we do.
in out in
As I
Washington and
mentioned, I did.
Oregon.
Let me be clear. I did mention that they
Yeah.
don't make up the largest percentage of our oil reserve, but nonetheless, as this thing continues to move down the line, you know what I'm
Um.
saying? Don't be
Prices
surprised.
are already going up.
Um. Uh, I might have to go back and check, but yeah. One, stay high vibration because you'd be surprised what your high vibe brings.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this, and I'll say it's all right, buddy. Relax. Uh,
No.
he
He
said,
said,
hell
Well,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. You stay with high, you stay with high vibes. You live in the name of love. But what can actually be against you when the universe is for you?
absolutely, absolutely. People don't understand how they think that
Right.
that's just talk, and that's not just. You don't understand. That's not just talk. That is real,
Yeah.
factual shit. And we want you guys on the AM King show with us. Dan, good morning, brother. He said it doesn't matter who was in office; it was going to happen regardless. I can
This
agree
is
with
true
that.
because
I can
left
agree with
wing,
that.
right wing, same bird, same destination. Birds of a feather flock together. Niggas is foul.
Period. Period. Ooh. See on one this morning, man. Good take. See, good take.
Thank you,
And I
man.
hope
Mm.
he already know. And but respect, you know what I'm saying? Respect to that. Misery says, sound like a monster. He talking about your dog.
Yeah,
Who's
he's
big?
almost as big as me.
Oh yeah,
I'm
he's a
six
big
one,
dog. I don't know if you've seen. I don't know if you've seen the dog
Oh
and he's
on
still
yeah.
our
a baby
show.
too. He's still growing.
He's still growing. He's only like a year old,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, 2 more years.
He's a he's a guard dog that anybody would want to
Absolutely.
have.
Oh, he just chimed in again.
He said, "Yep, you heard
Serve
him.
me up on the
You
job right now.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Absolutely.
pup. He's a
Well, people,
big
we're going to
pup,
keep an eye
man.
on things, and we're going to try to bring you as much perspective on this as we possibly can. You know what I'm saying? But just stay locked in to the AM King show. You already know what it is, man. Y'all stay locked in. We're going to go to another subject that is these subjects sometimes get slid under the radar because of things like this that happen, and we did have to spend some time on it. You know what I'm saying? He said, and I hate to say this, and it might ruffle some feathers, but sometimes war is necessary. Fellas, chime in on that.
No, he's not a
Yeah,
connoisseur. So he's an Anatolian shepherd.
going back to World War One, they noticed that when you do bring in war, there's an injection in our U.S. economy. Every time a war, you have to manufacture the war, and the people that manufacture it actually get paid, and it kind of pumps money into the U.S. economy. So yeah, war is necessary.
It was all fabricated too. They found letters of them talking with each other about what they're going to do to instigate a war so that they can make money. Like they knew they were going to fight because they're all family, and they said we're going to fight each other so we can boost the economy. We're going to fight each other so you can take over the land.
W
This time, man, you hold it for 50 years, and in 50 years we'll fight again so I can take over. These are letters that the people actually found. It's all orchestrated. It's all a play. Do you know your role?
Mm-hmm.
WWE.
Mm-hmm. LB.
Like, subscribe, and share.
Hey, it don't get no better than this right here, LB.
Tell them. Shit, I
Absolutely.
ain't gonna say nothing.
Yes. Sometimes war is necessary. I'm just going to say this. The agenda for war, though, sometimes is not, and this may be unpopular with some. Sometimes the agenda for war is not. And in this particular instance, you got to know that there's some fuck shit coming down the line. And if you are taking a blind eye to it, I feel sorry for you. That's just my take.
It's all about money.
Yes, indeed. It's always about money. It's always
Watch
about money. Somebody's going
watch
to
the
make some
markets.
money in this stuff. Does that mean everybody is going to benefit from it? Take a blind eye to that if you want to, but no, everybody's not going to benefit from war.
Only
No,
the one pulling the strings.
that person is. You know what I'm saying? How many people in the room know that Bush is going to make money?
Hmm. Everybody.
International.
Y'all
Get
didn't
But
realize
international.
when 9/11 happened that when he went and yes, it's all about controlling money. It's all about controlling money. Yes, Dan. Yes. Say it, brother. Say it, brother Dan. Say it, brother Dan. Say it, brother Dan. It's all about control and money. Thank you very much. Because it
Yeah, on
surely
the
is
surface it
about
is. On the
on,
surface it
on the
is.
surface it is, and then there's underlying things under the surface. Boy, whoo. And we're gonna come back to it though.
What's
We're gonna
really
Yep.
at stake right now? That's what I'm saying. Stay with high vibes because when you stay with high vibes, the information will come to you
the
that you need to
information
know
is
that we
gonna
cannot
come.
say on live.
Yes, indeed. We cannot say everything
This is
on
just to
live.
spark your vibration. So your vibration starts to go higher, and then your vibration brings in the knowledge and the wisdom that you need to go forward in this lifetime and what's going on.
Right, right. And Dan said if we take over Iran, we'll have control over China. That's possible. That is possible, but then again, as C just mentioned, there's a lot more under the surface because it's not just China that's involved with Iran. It's not just China. Just make sure
mhm.
y'all keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying while you're thinking this. China and Russia, because Russia had something to say about it too. We just didn't put it out there on on you know on this particular broadcast. But we got to move forward, y'all. We're going to talk about this some more as the time goes on. We'll be back Wednesday and we'll be back Friday. And we can also have healthy debate. But thank you, Dan. Thank you, Misery. Thank you, everybody. John. Simply everybody that chimed in, Tammy, everybody that's chiming in. Thank you guys so much, man. You guys are our community. You know what I'm saying? Yes, yes, indeed, brother. There's many angles that we still have yet to see, and the surface is the only thing that they're going to show the general public. But we're going to get inside of it here on the AM King Show. And as you can see at the crawl on the bottom, self-explanatory. Self-explanatory. Let's go to our next one because this is something you may not know about. It says food rations are halved in one of Africa's largest refugee camps after U.S. aid cuts. Now you see, this is why we say what we say. Let's continue down the line here. You know what I'm saying? Funding for the United Nations World Food Program has dropped after the Trump administration paused support in March. This is June. Remember now, they said March. Part of the widespread dismantling of foreign aid by the United States, once the world's biggest donor. You know what I'm saying? And basically, a gentleman named Kamal said this: when we can't find anyone to help us, we become sick. And when we go to the hospital, they say it's just hunger and tell us to go back home. Food rations have been halved. Previous ration cuts led to protests in March. Monthly cash transfers that refugees used to buy proteins and vegetables to supplement the rice, lentils, and cooking oil distributed by the World Food Program ended this month. Each refugee now receives 3 kilograms, about 6.6 pounds of rice per month, far below the 9 kilograms recommended by the United Nations for optimal nutrition. The World Food Program hopes to receive the next donation of rice by August. That's along with 1 kilogram of lentils and 500 milliliters, about 2.2 pounds and 17 ounces of cooking oil per person. Come August, we are likely to see a more difficult scenario. If the WFP doesn't receive any funding between now and then, it means only a fraction of the refugees will be able to get assistance. It means only the most extreme vulnerable will be targeted. It means only the most extremely vulnerable will be targeted. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, 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 listen. While we think that things are great here and great there, look at what's happening to the motherland. Look at what's happening over there. Aid was cut for these people. Aid was cut. And, to have a healthy ecosystem all around the world, it should be a high priority for everybody in the world. Nutrition being, it's already been a nutrition, a lack of nutrition factor in certain parts of Africa. But now, when you see aid being cut like this, it's going to spell a lot of catastrophe, a lot of tragedy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of tragedy. And all I can do is pray for those people. I can pray for those people because it's going to be rough on them more than it is any of us. We need to count our blessings and be very thankful and be very grateful. We do not have to endure. They're limited to just rice, lentils, and cooking oil. Rice, lentils, and cooking oil. No steak, no meat, no real vegetation. This is rice. We're talking about rice, lentils, and cooking oil. Fellas, tap in. LB.
They got money for war, but they can't help the poor. That's crazy, man. I don't know.
Mm. Got
They
money
watch,
for war, but can't help the poor.
they watch countries and families be destroyed and shit. But they got trillions of dollars to get all this missiles and all this shit flying all over every place for nothing. They ain't got nothing to do with us. I don't understand. I don't understand the thinking. It's got to be self. It's got to be self-made. They got to be thinking this way on purpose,
There's a
man.
reason why, under this particular administration, they are cutting funding everywhere, and they're just collecting a gang of money in so many different ways and sources. Abbott.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out before I get into my answer. I didn't. We didn't talk a lot about what's going on Juneteenth. Shout out to Bun Beast, who celebrated 2 years of Trill Burgers. He had a block party all weekend. Drake was in town. Maxwell had a concert Friday, so it was super lit here. But what I want to say is shout out to my A Dog
Yes,
family. It
indeed. I
was like
seen
a
that.
academy reunion down
I
here. You
seen it.
seen us?
Yes, indeed.
The A Dogs was in the
Academy
building,
High
and
School.
shout out to Sharice, shout out to Mike, shout out to Frankie, my
Yes,
family,
indeed.
and we actually family, and we was reunited after so many years. So I just want to shout them
Absolutely.
out. But my answer, so when you have situations when people need assistance, you have nonprofits. And people don't realize running a nonprofit business is harder than running a for-profit business
Hmm.
because you have to come up with these ideas, you have to raise money, and people have to donate. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things that we have to look at. And when funding is pulled, it means there was nonprofit funds there. You know what I mean? But you got to have a backup plan for whatever you're doing. So we definitely got to look at plan A, B, and C. But it's all about love and light, like C was saying. Like when you operate under love,
Mm,
the the end result is always love. You know what I'm saying? That's
that's
the
just the
bottom
bottom
line.
line. That's the bottom line. See,
One, stay grateful. Always stay grateful, stay grateful, stay grateful. One tiny act of ungratefulness can shatter the entire kingdom.
shift everything,
Just one tiny
everything.
act.
Being
Always
thankful and
remain
grateful.
grateful. Even if it's something that bad happened to you, be grateful.
Mm-hmm.
I got kicked out on the street as a child. I wasn't even a teenager yet. Didn't
And
like it.
you
Yet I'm
and you
grateful
grew up in New
because it
York
taught me
State.
something.
Let's put this in perspective. You grew up in New York City, having that
Yeah.
dynamic going down like that. But continue.
Yeah, during the crack era in the Bronx too. So
Mm,
yeah, so like I
Mm.
have I've learned an appreciation for things. So really, really, truly stay grateful for everything. Two, on the situation itself about them cutting funds and stuff. I will say this: an old system is dying, and a new system is being placed in.
okay.
A
Okay.
part of that old system that we see had been played out back in Sumerian days with the Sumerian kings and those wars and all that stuff on the pyramid wars and stuff like that. You see the same tactics going on. So it's the old system dying and a new system is being in place. And that's the end game, the new system. But what is that new system? What is that end game? I'm not going to get into that. We will disappear by
Right.
tomorrow if I talk about that. So, uh, again, stay with high vibrations, stay grateful, realize everything happens for a reason. They doing what they doing because that's what they doing. You keep doing the right thing.
That's it. That's it. And Misery just had a great take here. He said, yeah, that shit is sad, but this is what he said. All that damn money for war in the United States, biggest homeless states, can't get housing. Talk about it.
Mm.
Talk about it, brother. Talk about it.
You
Because
know what's
really
even
at the
crazier? There's more vacant houses than there are homeless people.
ooh, man, we can't make
And
this
there's
up.
more land than there is people.
Mm.
They-
Message.
they-
Message.
these people are wicked.
Wiggin. Wiggin. For those
They
who don't know
coking
what,
out smoking dust.
man, come on.
Like
Come on. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, people. Come on, chat. Y'all know what it is. Y'all see what's going on, and y'all know what it is, man. I look
I
around
got
at
a
my
question
neighborhood
though.
right here.
I got a
There's
question.
so many
Oh,
vacant
go ahead, Pat. My
properties.
bad.
Let me just say this: in my neighborhood, in my district here in Pittsburgh, there are so many vacant properties that is literally shameful, shameful, shameful. It's an eyesore, and it's shameful that there's so many people that I see over on the block down the street sleeping at the bus stop, sleeping here, sleeping there. You mean to tell me one of those places cannot be furnished where these people can get off of the street and start living a better quality of life, or give them programs to encourage them to live a better quality of life, or somewhere? Gotta be kidding me. Got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. There's no way that that's acceptable. It's unacceptable. Everybody should have an equal quality of life. You know what I'm saying? I know some people got afflicted by drugs. Some people got afflicted by alcoholism and unfortunate circumstances. And even certain people that came home from fighting one of these wars is sitting out there on the corner begging for money to just live. Misery said, "Bitch ass
Like,
motherfuckers won't
subscribe.
even build cheap for their in American for their American people." He said this. Yes, LB said it best. Like, subscribe, and share, damn it. You know what I'm saying? Because we definitely going to talk about it and we're going to keep it real. Misery said Detroit, of all of Michigan, vacant spots only being used to tap kids and do drugs. This type of shit I talk about on my channel, Blunt Conversations. Make sure y'all tap into Blunt Conversations podcast so you can get more of the real information. Make sure. Blunt Conversations podcast. You know what I'm saying? You know, he said meant used to rape kids. Oh man, Jesus Lord.
Great, great.
Yeah, man, man, man. Hey,
I got
bring
a
it to the
question.
light. Bring it to the light. Go ahead, see.
Karma is real, right?
Karma.
Karma is real. So how come karma ain't hit these dudes in all these thousands of years? This is an objective question. I know the answer stand right there in the face. Because they have the power to control karma. These are the people that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
The fact that they can control karma,
Whew.
think about that.
Think about
This is who
that.
we're up against. Think about that.
This is what's going on. This is what flies under the radar all the time. And we want to just, splash some water on your face and wake you up to certain things that may seem minuscule to you. They might seem minor and minuscule, but this shit really needs to be understood and awareness. What did Chuck say? What we need is awareness. We can't get careless. John said, even though
Yes, and
those
that's
houses
surface
are
level.
abandoned, they are still owned by someone. And this is true. And this is even bringing it to the light even more. It's not so cut and dry. This is exactly why they cannot just tear them down. Understood completely. That's a fact. That's a fact that they just can't tear. And that's the restriction that we're if the country is cutting all this aid to other countries and bringing more money into this country, and do you mean to tell me that they're working with trillions upon trillions of dollars and can't nothing be established? Miss me with that shit, because there's no way in hell. There's no way in hell that a program can't be implemented to make sure that our quality of life stays higher, especially when you got countries like Africa where they are just barely getting the aid that they need, and they're below their nutritional level now. They're below it in these refugee camps. You know what I'm saying? We got to be thankful and grateful that we don't even know what a refugee camp feel like. We don't know what a refugee camp feel like, so we can't even begin to imagine what they're going through, let alone the people that are in dire situations in this country. Because I just saw a video the other day of right across the street from where the Charlotte Hornets play, and when I say it was absolutely pathetic and unacceptable, it was unacceptable what I saw across the street from where the Charlotte Hornets play in downtown Charlotte. I went to if you go to downtown Atlanta, downtown. Hey, listen, see, P,
Downtown
yeah,
Houston,
they're not.
where the
John said
Stros
they're not
play.
bringing in or saving billions and trillions. That is a smokescreen. Yeah, because they are funneling it where they are funneling it. I'm not qualified to say where they are, but we're going to keep digging in and we're going to find out exactly where, because I'm not going to put it out of my mouth that I know exactly where the money's going until we actually can really see a timeline of the money trail and we tell people transparently what's really going on. So well said, John. Well said. Well said. Make sure y'all liking, subscribing, and sharing, man. We gonna bring you the information the way we need to bring it. We're gonna bring it to you, rough, rugged, and raw. And we can all agree to disagree on certain things. There's one more subject that I wanted to get involved on. You know what I'm saying? And we're running a little over our time, but that's all right because we're going to definitely bring y'all the information this morning on the AM Kings show. Have a look at this. For those who don't know, this is something going on right here in the U.S. Okay, Big Mac backlash. Why McDonald's is facing a growing boycott and dwindling. Yeah, man, downtown Atlanta is crazy. If nobody's ever seen the homeless plight in downtown Atlanta and the struggle that they are going through, put it in perspective for you. Put it in perspective for you real quick. Real quick, Big Mac backlash. Why McDonald's is facing a growing boycott and dwindling sales. Okay, this combination has led to a noticeable dip in sales and customer traffic, raising questions about the future of the beloved chain. I don't know how, because they've been around for eons. I don't know how they are, they are in struggle mode. There's no, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? But in the fast paced world of quick service restaurants, staying relevant and affordable is key. However, McDonald's appears to be struggling on both fronts, grappling with the potent mix of consumer frustration and operational changes. Maybe it's because the quality of the food that they're serving, damn it, the quality of the food is taking a major dip. The price tag problem, inflation's bitter bite. Okay. Over the past year, one of the most significant pain points for McDonald's customers has been its dramatically increased menu prices. So basically, they're charging you more money for some fake ass food. As inflation in, as inflation surged across the economy, many businesses adjusted their pricing. But for a brand built on value and accessibility, these hikes have proven particularly jarring for local patrons, for loyal patrons. Consumers accustomed to affordable meals have voiced their discontent, with many opting to take their dollars elsewhere. The sentiment has fueled a growing informal boycott among consumers who feel that McDonald's is no longer providing the same bang for their buck. The once dependable dollar menu items have seen substantial price increases, transforming what was once a budget friendly option into a more significant expenditure for many families for some food that really is the bottom of the food chain. I can't stress that enough. We can say the nutritional value at McDonald's is killing us. It's not helping us. It is killing us. Beyond the wallet, health scares and shifting trust. I can't make this shit up. Here it is right here. Adding fuel to the fire, as one observer put it, McDonald's has also contended with a temporary E. coli outbreak in several restaurant locations last October. While the company moved quickly to address the issue, such incidents can have a lasting impact on consumer trust and perception of food safety. Even a localized event can resonate widely in today's interconnected world, further scaring away customers already wary of rising costs. So it is definitely something that I wanted to shed light on, because basically this is dipping into the subject of fast food itself and how nutritionally and economically, first of all, you're making it economically difficult for people that used to be able to afford a dollar menu to not be able to afford the dollar menu no more. You know what I'm saying? But then on top of that, you have issues with the food itself. It's been well documented. You don't got to take my word for it. Go start looking up fast food chains and the quality of the food that they are serving people. And then you will really realize, do I say don't eat it at all? No, I'm not here to tell you what to eat. I'm just telling you what you eating. Because I had to start realizing it. Mellow Man had to start realizing it. LB had to start realizing it. C had to start realizing that the food that they serving us is literally shit on a stick. Abbott.
So this all boils down to population
Mm,
control. So, like you just said, this food isn't real food, but the chances of McDonald's going out of business is so slim
thank
and
you.
none because they're over 100 countries where you can find a McDonald's. Here in the United States, there's 13,000 McDonald's. So, we just talked about Trill Burger with their 2-year anniversary. They have 2 locations
Mm-hmm.
here. Only locations for Trill Burgers, and they actually get the beef from here in Texas. Jay Prince sells the cattle that Trill Burger come from. So if you like beef, come on down and get you some of that. But McDonald's, let me give you a list real quick. Besides the United States, Canada, Puerto Rico, Costa Rica, Australia, Guam, Japan, Netherlands, Panama, Germany, France, Salvador, Sweden, Guatemala, Morocco, UK, Hong Kong, Bahamas, New Zealand, Switzerland, Ireland, Australia, Belgium, Brazil, Singapore. That's just the top 25 on the list, and there's more than one store in each country. So no way they're going to
Under.
go. They want McDonald's here just for population control because
That's
what
the
they're
way I'm.
feeding you
Yep.
is not
Yes, sir. Get get
it's,
them. Get them.
it's not it's not what we've been taught by Dr. Sabi said you want to eat to live. You want to eat electric food because your body's made out of electric. There's no electricity in McDonald's Big Mac.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, no, no. You're absolutely right. Yeah, John said it's based on choices and convenience. People are going to buy it regardless of nutritional value, and that is strictly off of habit. You are absolutely correct about that. You're absolutely correct about that, and that's strictly off of habit. Because if your habit is to go buy a number one, you know what I'm saying? That's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to do it because this is you're programmed to do that. Your program is right around the corner. You don't have to get on a stove and fix yourself something. You could go around and eat that rubber ass fucking burger and rubber ass. Hey man, I know because I was guilty of it too. That's the only reason why I could talk about it like that, because I once I found out the nutritional value of a McDonald's meal, I was so offended by how fake it is that I told myself, man, it's on me if I consume certain foods on their menu, especially certain. I'm not saying every single thing on the McDonald's menu has no nutritional value, but I will say this: 90% of what you get in your bag at McDonald's is shite.
Mm-hmm.
LB.
They trained you as a kid to love McDonald's. They had the commercials, they had the kids singing Ronald McDonald had a hamburger and all that other shit. So they already been mentally mesmerized in McDonald's. They had the playland, the little cookies and shit. So McDonald's is in their mind regardless. And then when you ride by that big ass M, you know the kids want something from there. So
Mm,
young age for McDonald's. So they've been poisoned since the beginning. So whatever they doing, they've been doing
shit,
it. So
they got us that way. They got us that way. And we see them arches. There's a
Mm-hmm.
McDonald's right around the corner from where I live. Trust and believe. You see them arches everywhere. You know what it's hitting for. You ain't even got to see McDonald's. All you got to see is that big ass M, and you know what it's hitting for. You know what I'm saying? Dan said, "Damn man, is it too early to make some buffalo chicken dip?"
hell no.
Tammy said this. What's crazy is if you leave the country, they don't even serve the bullshit America sell. It is banned.
True.
It is
Yeah,
banned.
man.
You're
It
100% right.
I will say it again. It is banned in all these other countries. The McDonald's that you show up to in one of those countries that the Abbott just said is going to serve you some food that ain't like the food that you get down the street
Hmm.
on the homies in them. Fact.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Facts.
Well, yeah,
Facts.
it is about, to an extent, population control, and they have people in a traumatic state, and so they just want so they don't have to feel their trauma and deal with their trauma, because in America we're not taught to deal with trauma. We're taught to run away from it and be delusional. It's either run away from it
Mm-hmm.
and go to work or be delusional. So no offense to the women out there, no offense to the men out there. I'm just telling you what they actually did. The women
mm-hmm.
became delusional, and the men ignored the trauma by going to work.
Whew. Mm.
Women became delusional. Men ignored the trauma by going to work, because if the man paid attention to the trauma, he would address it and it became better. And naturally, his woman would have did the same exact thing.
Mm, Talk about it.
Naturally.
Reach.
So, and again, there's steps to this, and there's things going on. The whole
Yep.
system is dying, and you're going to have to raise your vibrations.
Got to at some point in time. You know what I'm saying?
The crazy part about it is they want you to raise your vibrations. It seems like they don't want you to. It seems like they want you to stay in trauma. No. In order to get latent, dormant power, you have to apply pressure.
Must.
You must apply pressure on all levels, and it's an extreme thing. So yes, they want you to raise your vibrations. Yet for what? Why do they want us to raise our vibrations?
The
Doesn't
why
that
is the
negate
question.
everything that they do?
The
Doesn't that negate
why.
what they do? But they want us to do it though. They're daring us to do it. And in fact, they're telling us that we have to do it.
Man, say it, brother. Well said. Yeah, John said this. People know it's shit, no secret. People are still choosing it. I'm still going to go there. I'd be lying if I said otherwise. The other countries still have to abide by McDonald's standards. Okay, whatever standards they are. You know what I'm saying? And I get that. I understand what you mean as far as their standards. You know what I mean? And as transparency, we're not telling people what to eat or how to eat to live. We're just going to call it like it is. You know what I'm saying? You have a choice every day to get up and either eat it or not. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's got a God-given right to eat as they see fit. But I wanted to bring that to the light so we could have healthy discussion. And that's exactly what we had. And I want to thank everybody this morning. Yes, indeed. Clap it up for yourselves because everybody's had a nice, healthy round of discussion today. And that's what gets us further down the road is when we start to have healthy discussion like this. That means we are in the know as a collective and we are much better off as a collective. You know what I'm saying? It's time. You already know what time it is. We're about to get up out of here. So we're going to run a couple of funnies to get your mind in a good mental space. And I remember this one. This one's funny. Rest in peace to this brother because he was on Def Comedy Jam and his skit on Def Comedy Jam was so hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Rashid, you know what I'm saying? I forgot his whole entire name, but definitely a funny clip. And I had to bring this back because he said, Mr. Rivera. Have a listen.
And I go to those Spanish stores, fuck them Arab stores. I go to Puerto Rican stores. You know the Puerto Rican store? Because when you walk through, you hit a radio station, you know. La Mega, 97.9. And Papi always on the phone while you trying to buy something, man. This nigga on the phone, you standing there, he catch an attitude with you like you disturbing this conversation. He like, hold on. Papa, what's the matter with you? I said, what's the matter? I want to know how much is the 40. He said, Papa, you come there every day, you drink the same fucking 40 ounces. He said, yesterday you come here, you give me $3, I'll give you 50 cents, you leave the same. Now you come today, Papa, you want too much problem for me, my friend. 20 years I live around here, I don't have no problem, but today, you want to give me problem? So I'm like, fuck you. He said, no, fuck you. I don't scare you because you black. I said, nigga, you black too. He said, yeah, but you black like this, you know. I look around the store for shit to start. I said, Mr. Rivera, why every time I come to your store, the cat sleep on the bread? Every time I come in the store, the cat sleep on the bread. You gonna tell me he live here? So, what the fuck if he live here? Get him off the fucking bread. You know, let me go to another store. So that's what I do.
Damn, yeah, not for real. Telemundo. yeah. Yes, indeed. That's the Tommy Davidson skit. We might run that one day, man, because the way he talked about Telemundo was hilarious. Yeah, but that was a funny moment on Def Comedy Jam. Everybody remembers that one. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. R.I.P. to the brother. Yes, indeed, because he passed away.
Rashid Thurman, that's his name.
Rashid Thurman. Yes, rest with God, brother.
He's out of Brooklyn. He's out of Brooklyn.
Funny dude, definitely. And some of the things in that skit were just so New York, especially the cat sleeping on top of the bread. I've seen it personally myself. Yeah. I've gone into one of the bodegas and I've seen the cat sleeping on the food, and it's absolutely accurate.
It's crazy.
Crazy business. Too funny. You already know. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, we got one more for y'all, and then we out of here, man. Y'all stay tuned. We're gonna go to www.lfxmedia.live for the woke show. LFX Media .live. You know what I'm saying? Got to put it in the chat, so make sure everybody can see it. LFXmedia.live, y'all. Go check it out. Tap into the woke show. Thank you guys once again for tapping in with us. We got one more funny, and this is when comedians snap. This is the mama jokes. You already know this is synonymous in it's synonymous in the hood about your mama jokes. Here we go.
Man, hey, you still got your sister got that goatee? See, told you so. Stop. See, he be talking. His mama got one arm and swimming circles. Hey, Tony Mama was just voted Man of the Year. Tony Mama got the first. He got the first next tail wig. Sad Burns get 1,000 minutes. Hey, that's your mama. Hey, your mother's back was voted one of the top 10 vacation spots. Tony Mama, she's sitting at home right now with a wooden leg and a real foot. This gonna go on and on. No. I love the leg. Come on, bring it, baby. Tony Mama was the NFL sack leader this past Sunday. Tony Mama got a mouth full of wisdom teeth. They call her smart mouth.
That was a funny one right there. He said 1,000 minutes. Yeah, says she got a wooden leg and a real foot. Exactly. The snap game was crazy, and everybody know us. 3 of us on the panel know. In Erie, you had to have some type of snap game because you was gonna get snapped on. And if you didn't snap back, it was a bad day for you, Jack. Because everybody was going to join in the party. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, smart mouth. Yeah, that's crazy. Yes, indeed. One leg with a real foot. Smart mouth. You know what I'm saying? Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi, and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the dozens was a game that we used to play a lot.
Oh yeah,
we used to play that a whole bunch, man. And if you didn't have, it forced me to step my game up because I used to get ripped on more than anybody at my school. You know what I'm saying? They used to get me. And one day I said, that's enough of that. I said, I'm about to start snapping back, and I got me some slice and dice in there. You know what I'm saying? Had to start getting the slicing and the dicing. Hey, don't just take that shit. You better be able to fire it back.
That's it. You get trouble, boy.
Yeah, you literally would.
Hey, all right. R.I.P. to one of the funniest that I can remember back in the hood. Bundy.
Big Bundy was a rip king. He was a rip king. Man. I mean, I'm talking about. He was crazy because Bundy was a crazy looking dude, and he'd tear you up like you was crazy looking.
Man, that's what I'm saying. He looked wild, but people, if you was walking across 22nd and you saw them gathered at Cheney's, you might avoid German, go across the park.
Yeah, the zigzag from there, man, real quick.
Exactly.
Because it was coming. It was coming. John said, "Don't say used to, nigga. You still snap on me every chance you get." Oh man.
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask.
You let it go.
I wanted to ask John what he ordered at McDonald's. What number he ordered?
Yeah, what is your favorite meal at McDonald's?
What's your favorite meal at McDonald's? I need to know so I can put him in Cleveland.
Inquiring minds want
We
to
need to
know.
know this, John. Yeah.
Inquiring minds want to know. If you can leave it in the chat.
Look at
But
now he typing slow and shit. Is it that
yeah.
much shit, nigga?
He said I ain't
Hey
stopped going
yo.
there. I ain't
All
stopped
Yeah.
right.
going there.
We put the list on
God
this shit.
different though.
4, 5,
Hey,
7. I got a special 18 order I make for shit.
Another
Stuff for
number
deluxe.
18. That's
yeah,
diabolical. What?
Is it 18?
Where's the number
18.
18 on that motherfucker?
Nah,
That's
they
that
see
secret.
John
That's that
coming.
secret
Give
menu he
him
got
they
and
like,
shit that nobody else has.
give him a 357.
I mean, you can
They
walk in
see
Kennedy
John
Fried
coming, they
Chicken.
give
There's
him
a
a
23.
357.
There's a
There's a 20.
25
Where?
at Kennedy Fried Chicken.
Oh, Kennedy Fried
At
Chicken.
20,
A
yeah, yeah,
25.
yeah. Oh yeah. If y'all don't know, Candy Fried Chicken is New York City's ghetto version of Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. He only eats the breakfast menu.
Okay.
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 All right. All right. The bacon,
All
egg,
right.
and cheese biscuit is fire. Okay. All right.
They
Yeah.
coffee
The coffee
straight. They
definitely.
coffee straight.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had an iced
I
coffee
got my
on
Yeah.
coffee right
Friday
here.
from there.
Yeah. He said, "There go my
So,
Yeah.
coffee."
see,
He
all
said,
that
"There go my
bullshit.
coffee."
Coffee right here.
Yeah. Hey
That's
man. Yeah. Yeah. To some that's coffee. To others that's NyQuil.
Right.
Hey
Yeah, some
man, we
people are sweet.
appreciate
Yeah.
y'all tapping in with us this morning, man. Be back on Wednesday, 8 a.m. sharp. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, like the crawl says, like, subscribe, and share. 8 a.m. EST, YouTube, and Facebook. Make sure y'all stay tapped in. JPad the Juggernaut is where you go on YouTube to subscribe to the AM King Show. Thank you to my cousin Taiwan. He sent 100 stars to us earlier. Wanted to give him a shout out as well.
Mm.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you, cuz. You already know what it is, man. And we will be back on Wednesday. So for JPad, C, the Abbott, LB, AM King Show, we out of here, man. We'll see y'all next time on the same.